A Serbian film tells the story of a financially struggling porn star who agrees to participate in a quote-unquote art film, only to discover that he has been drafted into a snuff film with pedophilic and necrophilic themes. Okay, a Serbian film. The subject matter of the film, when it was released, caught a lot of attention, especially that of the Serbian government. They investigated the film for crimes of sex, thinking that it was an actual real-life snuff film. Furthermore, the film is currently still banned in countries like Spain, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Singapore, Norway, and was temporarily banned in Brazil. Financially struggling Milos, gonna have a hard time with every last name in this movie, so I'm probably just gonna avoid all of them. A former porn star known for his talent lives with his wife, Marija, and 6-year-old son, Petar. Fuck, man, I'm such a stereotypical American, aren't I? His brother Marco is a corrupt police officer. I'm not trying to smile, I swear. And he's jealous of his brother's sexual prowess. Yes, I am reading this from Wikipedia. So we get it pretty early in the film that Milo S. We get it pretty early on that the porn star's struggling in this film because he has to dip into that Apocalypse Now fund to pay for his son's schooling. Something lessons. I don't remember what the translation was. His son needed to do something at night, and he had to pay for it. Milos had to pay for it, but he went into his secret Apocalypse Now box. And listen, anytime you're going to Apocalypse Now for money, times are tight. So he gets an offer from a former cohort, a woman who's still working in the industry of pornography, and gives him an offer to make a lot of money, but he can't know what's happening. Also, she's familiar with animals. Familiar. So the meeting's set up for Milos to meet up with this new edge director named Vukmir. That has to be the way to pronounce it. And Vukmir has this grand idea of artsy porn. Artsy, he uses the term art for porn and talent, describing fucking. I think the film is in on the joke about what the porn industry is. I mean, shit. There have been a lot of brilliant comedians that have had fun with the porn industry.
Thinking about gum.
Brilliant comedians.
The funny thing is they have like 30 categories for the porn awards. Category like parody. Parody? Who the hell needs to be masturbating like The funny thing is they treat it as if like it's the Oscars and they have the red carpet, they have the whole nine. They're interviewing these porn stars. Who are you wearing? Oh my God, it's still on me?
I think by the start of the second act, you should have a pretty good idea if you're in for it or not. Abuse towards women, plus vague rape. Like I don't know. You never really find out if the first girl that is a part of this movie is being paid. It doesn't certainly look like she's being paid, but Milos is paid to have his way with her in more ways than one. And that's not comfortable. And man, if that were it, I could probably just say, yeah, give it a whirl, try to watch this movie. But that's not it, that's not it. We then progress to suggested pedophilia, where, again, this is all for the art of porn. The porn star gets filleted by an of-age female, while 2 screens of not-of-age females eat ice pops. Spoiler, they're not chewing them. Milos, of course, gets a little reluctant about the whole process, and Vukmir sits him down to show him another of his art pieces. You still with us? You still with this film? All right, we're gonna test that. So Vukmir sits down Milos to show him another artistic piece. And it's a woman giving birth. So the good thing, the admirable thing that this film does here is let you experience this scene through a disgusted Milos. That, I don't know, that keeps our protagonist, that keeps our lead character a certain distance away from the absurd things that are happening on screen.
Is this some kind of avant-garde German theater bullshit? Is that what the... Because if that's what the fuck this is, I've seen it done better. That's all I'm saying, man.
I didn't finish what happens. So the baby is born. The multi-talented doctor, delivery assistant, I don't think he's a doctor, decides to pacify the newborn child. Read into that however you will. I think you're intelligent enough to figure out what I'm saying. Still with us? I don't expect you to be. So now the movie takes a bit of a Memento type angle where Milos wakes up after being seduced at a street corner and drugged and oh no, wait, was he drugged before that? Fuck. Man, I'm a bad narrator, huh? He's all fucked up, bloody. He's trying to piece things together. And we find out that, hey, in case pedophilia wasn't enough for you, now we have necrophilia. This movie wants to cover all the philias.
That's where I'd like to feel ya.
Yada, 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 more abuse towards women. You still here? Listen, if you know, babies and women and people being alive doesn't matter to you, and all you're concerned about is the art of fuck. I didn't make that up. That's what the subtitle said. I really hope that the translation is directly art of fuck, because, man, put that on a t-shirt. Milos, now drugged, actually manages to get some rage and take out the person that was drugging him. Good for you, Milos. But taken to a bed with two covered figures, and being filmed, obviously, because this is all for the art of fuck and artsy porn, and has his way with one person first and then the shorter person second. So for those of you who are playing gross out bingo at home, we now have pedophilia, necrophilia, and incest. Double trouble. Turns out it's actually his son that he's having his way with. Somebody else decides to take over with the wife there. And the big Saw ending reveal is that the person having their way with Milos's wife is his brother. In a understandable amount of rage, decides to just kill fucking everybody. Oh yeah, there's that too. If you're not offended by sex and really deplorable acts of sex, you know, there's some gory kills in this movie too. So there's that. I forgot to mention that. Are you still watching? Because fuck, Ugh. So he kills everybody and takes the family home. And what would you do after a day like that? There's not enough hamburgers and ice cream to get past that situation. So Milos decides that it's not worth talking about, and they all decide to just fucking Romeo and Juliet it right at the end there. Everybody. Although I don't think that one gunshot's gonna get through 3 people, but Spoiler. There it is, a Serbian film, as summarized by a dumbfounded, shocked comedian. The artistic merit of this film is easier for me to interpret than something like, say, Salo. Because at the very least, our lead character has a bit of an arc. There's something to it. He's doing things for a specific reason. It's not just people banging, shitting, banging, killing. Everybody else in a Serbian film is a little fucked up, with the exception his family's, not his brother, his family's pretty legit. But there was a line that was brought up somewhere in the middle of the film, and how the government just wastes these soldiers and it ruins everybody that's involved. And that message stuck because no matter what you think about what happened in the movie, they pay that off. It literally comes to fruition at film's end. Hey, filmmaking. The cinematography's pretty goddamn good. It's ugly when it's supposed to be ugly. It's not a snuff film. I don't know how to fucking. Who would like this? Fuck. I don't know if that's a word I would associate with this movie. Understand, have appreciation for the message is something I would say, because believe it or not, of what is this, the fourth film I've done? Thank God this has nothing to do with France, for the record. It's up. I like it more than Salo. I think I like it more than Irreversible. Again, let me rephrase. I appreciate it more than absolutely Salo. Irreversible, artistic merit there. They're doing things for a specific reason. Same thing here. I just understand the message a little bit clearer. Granted, they go to some great lengths to get their point across. Could have done without the baby porn, that newborn porn, excuse me, hashtag newborn porn, trademark on a t-shirt next week. That and Art of Fuck, get those trending. You could not be so edgelord about your message. As I said earlier, I had the countries completely mixed up, so I have no knowledge of Serbia and what their government, their army, their what is like. If you do enough homework on the movie itself, you'll find out that this is a metaphor for how the government treats soldiers. And man, let me tell you, if Oliver Stone made Platoon about, fucking dead bodies and kids, we'd look at Vietnam a whole different way, huh? You can't use the word like here, I'm sorry. If you like this movie, you have some interesting sexual taste. If you like this movie, I don't know, perhaps speak to somebody. But if you understand and appreciate the message, I'm saying it's quite possible because I guess I'm converted. I understand what they're trying to say, and fuck, I've seen shitty mainstream dramas that can't get their message across like that. What the fuck is wrong with me? What is this series doing to me? Yeah, so a Serbian film, if you can handle sex with just about everything, just disrespect of, well, let's just say disrespect of the human race. If you can appreciate, if you can get through a film where there's just a lack of respect sexually, physically, and you're gonna see some of it. First, I would say maybe watch the R-rated cut, because the new hashtag newborn porn isn't as aggressive in the R-rated cut. But if you feel froggy, go right to that unrated cut. I will say that it kind of accelerates. So the throw it in, the film, I mean. And if you, the further along you get, listen, if you get to the newborn porn hashtag scene and you think you could still go, that is probably the worst. It has a 5.1 on IMDb. I don't think it's that bad. If we're gonna rate the film explicitly on the film and not the content and everything, this is it's a well-made movie. It has a message. However it gets it across, it achieves it as far as I'm concerned. It's a metaphor for the government's treatment of soldiers and what it does to soldiers' families and the lengths that people go to take care of their families. A nice family film, that's what this is. No pun intended. I've been CP. Have a day.